My balls are cold. Tesla sent me this car for a week and I have challenged myself to find as many hidden features as I can in that time, and trust me, there's a lot. So you may or may have not already seen the review I did on this car, like a full review. Really enjoyed driving it for the week. There's some pros, some cons. It's kind of amazed me in lots of different ways. So if you want to see my full experience with this car, then you can check out that video. But today I thought I would show you guys some of the hidden features and Easter eggs, they call them, that are things in a car that probably shouldn't be in a car. Bizarre, funny little concepts and ideas and little things they've put in that just make this car stand out, and it almost feels like a bit of a gimmick and a bit of a... With some of them I sort of thought, how did they let that get in? Whose idea was this, and how has it been approved, and how is it now in a car that's being mass produced? We are going to start with a very simple command. My balls are cold. Who approved this? So now our heated seats are on and the temperature has increased by 1.5 degrees to help heat my balls. Okay, let's move swiftly on to the next one. Next we've got karaoke. Karaoke, I think is how you say it, which is like carpool karaoke in an app form, and you can literally have karaoke up on your screen. There's like a library of songs. It's just wild. I feel like this is a sort of car where it's not just a car you drive, you kind of want to spend the day in it, just sit in it, sing some songs, have your balls warmed up. It's also equipped with the HEPA filtration system, which is basically, they call it bioweapon defense mode, where basically it stops harmful things getting into the car, like things like bacteria, pollen, but also bioweapons, which is kind of something that you wouldn't usually opt for in a car, but I mean, if it's there, you're not going to say no, are you? If I say, keep my car safe, something called sentry mode is engaged. So you basically have to tick like the terms and conditions. When you accept it, you get the app up on your phone, and when your car is parked, it's basically like an inbuilt security system. So if your car thinks it's in a high threat situation, so say for example someone's going to trying to break into the car, or I don't know, someone's like kicking a football at it or something. I'm trying to think of an example of when you'd actually use it. Basically, I mean, it says it here that it flickers a headlight, a message is put up onto this screen, basically telling the people outside the car that they're being recorded. I mean, we have the Range Rover and there's so many problems in the UK with them getting stolen, like it's a huge thing, and it was always a worry for us. We had like insurance obviously, but if you get your car stolen, it's an absolute nightmare. I feel like no one would dare to try and steal a Tesla because of this mode. I mean, I'd definitely have it on if I had this car, because it's such a clever little bit of technology that just means that you know your car's all good and safe, and you can just... It's like having a Ring doorbell, isn't it? It's like the security of a Ring doorbell where you've got a camera recording, so if anything happens, that person knows they're being recorded, so if anything were to happen, it's less likely that anyone's going to do anything because they know they're being recorded. So a feature we don't personally need, I mean, maybe you need this, George, is dog mode. So basically, if you've got a dog, if I turn it on, I'll show you guys on here. If we press the little dog paw over here, dog mode enabled, climate and screen stay on after you exit. And what it basically does is keeps the air conditioning on at like a nice temperature for dogs, a dog optimum temperature, whatever that may be. And it also puts a message on the screen that basically says, it's all good. I know I've left my dog in here. The temperature's fine, don't worry about it. So one of the more ridiculous and stupid Easter eggs is what they call emissions, which I'm sure you can imagine what that is. Fart on demand, fart with indicator. You can also choose the type of fart: verified, boring, falcon heavy. It's just bizarre. So basically, you put the in. Are you done? No. I'm just gonna turn that off. Absolutely bizarre, but also if you had someone in your car that's never driven in a Tesla or something and you wanted to like prank them or make a little, I don't know, it's quite a funny feature, to be honest. I did it to George the other day. I didn't tell him it was on, and he drove down our road, indicated to turn out of our road, and this happened, and it made me laugh anyway. Another safety feature which is quite nice is two here: pin to drive and glove box pin. So you basically, if you enabled this, you would have to set up a pin, and then every time you get in the car you'd need to do the pin. So like if someone got hold of your key and wanted to get in the car, they wouldn't be able to physically drive it without the pin. So I'm torn whether I'd do it or not. It's a bit of a faff, like having to put a pin in, but we do it all the time on our phones. Although we have Face ID on our phones. It'd be cool if they had Face ID here. That's what they should do. Maybe they do that already. That would be really cool, wouldn't it? If you got in the car and only like people with a certain face could drive it. Or is that a nightmare also if anyone needed to use your car for like other reasons? But anyway, pin to drive, which is quite good, and then also glove box pin. So if you wanted to keep like important documents or like a phone, a camera, some money, whatever in your glove box, you've got a pin to open that as well. Another mode that I've never actually seen anyone talk about in these cars, which I think I might have found it myself. It's a real hidden feature. It's called gaming mode. So what you do, you get out of the driver's seat, park up, get out of the driver's seat, come into the back. I mean, someone could continue driving for you if you wanted to be driven around. Not for me today, I'm just going to take a minute. You get out your phone and you download, it's a game called Angry Birds. You might have heard of it. Actually, it's Angry Birds 2. And funnily enough, by complete coincidence, they are the sponsor of today's video. So that's worked out nicely. So if you've never played Angry Birds or heard of it, then let me just give you a brief rundown on how it works. Basically, using a slingshot, you launch birds at structures filled with pigs. Of course you do. And the idea is to destroy as many pigs as possible within their structures. And there's all different characters that basically do different things in each game. So for example, Chuck, the little yellow guy here, when you tap him after launch, he speeds up. So you get some speed with Chuck. The blue birds split into 3 smaller birds to give you more, what's the word? Birds. My personal favourite is Terrence. He is a big guy, he takes up a lot of space, he causes a lot of destruction. Yeah, he just gets the job done, you know. The game gets harder as you go through it, so it stays really interesting and you don't get bored of it. There's also a ton of like hidden challenges and Easter eggs as you go through, just like this Tesla, very fitting. And there is going to be a link below if you guys want to check out and download it. So if you are interested in checking it out, tap the link underneath this video in the description and it will take you straight to the download link. But now while I'm in the back, let's get to the next hidden gem in this Tesla, which is this little button behind me. If you press it, it releases the seat and like lets it sort of spring forwards, and then you push back again and it puts you in a more upright seating position. So basically, I mean, it's actually not too upright, it's not uncomfortable, gives you a bit more boot space, always handy. And then you press it again and it allows you to go back again. Goodness me. Also, your seat goes back when you get in the car, which is nice. Don't know if that's a hidden feature, it's quite obvious when you actually do it. But so another very bizarre one, we'll do another voice command. Ho ho ho. Oh, it heard me say voice command. Oh no, it's like Googling voice commands for me. Right, let's try this again. Ho ho ho. Santa mode. So our Tesla's transformed into Santa's sleigh, obviously. We can still use it, like open the boot and stuff. So we use it like this and open up the bonnet and the boot and the charging port and like move around it. But it's literally Santa's sleigh, which is hilarious. This feature's obviously really good for... we can now transform our map to the surface of Mars. Or we can use our screen as a sketch pad. Oh, I'm not left-handed. This is going to be difficult. Oh, goodness me. Why did I use my left hand? I think my 2-year-old writes better than this. We can use the car as a boombox, which is wild. It says here, check local laws before use. So literally, press play on that. The radio starts playing outside the car, disrupting all the local wildlife. And you can also use it as a megaphone. So if I turned it on and started speaking in the car, it literally is a megaphone and it gives you this like deep voice.
Please subscribe to Lucy on Cars and give the video a thumbs up.
So we are going to end today's video on romance mode. So we're going to click this little one here, press get cozy, the fireplace is going to come on, the heated vents are going to come in, and hopefully some lovely music as we end this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it today. If there's any hidden features or Easter eggs that I haven't mentioned that you know about because you have a Tesla or you've watched another video or whatever, please leave a comment below and let me know, because we've got this car for a little bit longer and I'd love to try them out. But yeah, thanks to Tesla for letting me have this car for a week. Really enjoyed driving it and trying it out, and I think we're gonna try out another car with them soon, so make sure you're subscribed to see that. As always, if you've got a cool car you want me to drive, please send me an email, hello@lucyoncars.com. You can follow my Instagram as well, I'll leave that on the screen now. But yeah, thanks for watching and we'll see you very soon in the next Lucy on Cars. Goodbye. It's getting a bit hot in here, isn't it? A bit warm.